Here, just take some nice deep breaths in. Exhale that breath down and out. And take another deep breath in through your nose, filling that belly with air. And then exhale that breath out your mouth, visualizing that breath going down into the earth. We'll do this one more time, in through your nose. And then exhale down and out. Good. And so today we'll be doing a little mini tune-up session under or working around the construct of self-doubt. So we're just going to tune in here to the energy of the group, the collective. Yeah. So I'm noticing like a little bit of resistance, like, oh, I don't want to go there. So we're just gonna sit with it. And I'd like you to just pay attention to your body and your breath. If you notice that you're starting to breathe a little more shallow, I invite you to come back to those first 3 breaths that we did, those big, deep, grounding breaths. And when I say the word self-doubt, or I don't know if I can do this, or where do you feel that in your body? I know for me, it hangs out right around the diaphragm. So it's kind of just like this band that's wrapped around just below my chest. Wherever you're feeling it in your body, I just invite you to allow that sound, allow the sound of the fork to come into that space, to lighten that space. Yeah, it kind of just feels like we're bringing light to it, you know? Like you go into a dark room with a flashlight. Yeah. And so we're just checking in here. It's starting to lighten up here. So the fork that I'm using is a 528. And this just has a nice kind of light cleansing effect. Not necessarily that we're cleaning things up, but I think we're just bringing light to that feeling of self-doubt, that feeling when you question yourself. So when you're, you know, in your head and it prevents you from doing something, from accomplishing a goal. That's that feeling we're working on, that little like, oh, but I can't do it. I kind of like to view these as like anchors, you know, that we have these anchors from past events or things that have happened to us, and we hold on to them and we carry them around and we have to drag them around, and just kind of like visualizing. There we go. It's starting to lighten up. Visualizing like an anchor, you know, just how bogged down that can feel. Especially if you've got more than one. So no wonder it's hard to start things. No wonder it's that like questioning, like, oh, you can't do this, oh, you can't do that. I just encourage you to sit with that. Maybe sit with that visualization. Sit with where you're feeling it in your body. Maybe take a deep breath there. Maybe it's a particular thing that you're feeling like you're questioning yourself, like, can I do this? Or maybe it's just this kind of feeling of stuckness that can happen. Going back to the anchors, that kind of visualization there. And it's not to say you need to like cut the anchors, get rid of the anchors, but I think it's just really figuring out, okay, maybe we can just make these a little lighter. Maybe we can take some weight off of them. Kind of like, that inner critic, that voice in your head that says that you can't do something, that self-doubt voice that comes in. Allowing you to question that. Where's that coming from? And just sit with that. I feel like I want to come in with the 417. It's a little bit more of like a grounding tone, and it just kind of I feel like it just sort of settles everything. It's kind of like I don't know, I visualize like an hourglass, and like just as the hourglass is coming down, it's just the sand is settling, and I feel like this just brings that, it settles that kind of anxious energy that a lot of us can have, especially around these topics of self-doubt, it gives it more structure, so it's a little less floaty, chaotic. That's actually clearing up really nicely. So just continuing to breathe, connecting with your body. Yeah, and just sitting with that and soaking the sound in. Yeah. I can just tell it's like the sound's just getting pulled and pulled and pulled, which means we need it. So just going to fill that cup. It's a lot brighter. Beautiful. Good. I think I'm going to come in here with that 174. I feel like we're kind of just gently shifting layers back so we can kind of see where all this is coming from. Seeing where that inner critic has taken over. And we're not able to listen to our inner coach. So the inner critic is that harsh, angry, anxious, part of ourselves that we sometimes give a little bit too much of our energy to, too much of our attention to. And when really we should be listening to the inner coach. Oh my God, that really brightened up. Nicely done. And the inner coach is, if you ever played sports or anything like that, or even like a teacher, if you had a great teacher, a great coach, they wouldn't talk to you the way that your inner critic talks to you. You wouldn't talk to anybody else the way that your inner critic talks to you. Good, that just expanded out. Take a nice deep breath. And so I think it's just checking back in with that inner coach. That inner coach doesn't harp on the thing that you did 3 years ago or said last week. They say, okay, that's something to learn from. We're going to take that and move forward, move on. Inner critic likes to sit there and spiral and stew. And it feels like it's moving. It feels like there's energy moving, but it's not moving through. It's just moving around. It's spiraling out in your field. And that inner coach comes in and goes, okay, we learned something from that. I'll take that and I'll put it in my back pocket. So next time, if the situation occurs again, this is how I'm going to try and handle it. And so we're just tapping into that inner coach here, expanding that out a bit more. Taking a nice deep breath in, and then exhaling that breath down and out. There we go. Yeah, that shifted beautifully. Still just a little bit of static there as we start to tap into that inner coach. You might have your inner critic going a little crazy right now, but just see if you can take a breath and try and calm the thoughts. Tap into that space in your body. You were feeling that self-doubt, the little spot where that inner critic lives. You can visualize. Ooh, there we go. Beautiful. Visualize shining a flashlight into that space and just expanding it, creating this beautiful light. Not being afraid of turning the light on. It's kind of like that feeling, I think, if you heard something in the dark and you're like, okay, I have to turn the light on because I want to see, but I don't want to see. Yeah, it's that kind of feeling. And so I'm using the 144 here. There we go. That one ring out. I want to come back to that. 528. Ooh, wow. Yeah, that's much brighter. Nicely done. Beautiful. And so just checking back in, noticing that space, noticing your body. And these last few strikes of the fork, it really invite you to just visualize that you're a sponge. You're just soaking in all of this light and sound and allowing it to flow wherever it needs to, and trusting that inner wisdom, that inner guidance, your intuition to know what to do. Beginning to expand that inner coach, that inner light, and see the possibilities when we let go of self-doubt. See the flow of life. Beautiful. I'll leave you with that on this tune up here. Thank you so much for joining me. Have a beautiful day.